Hey Lee, this is John Ratliff, 27th of March, getting ready for our meeting. I'm going to upload this to YouTube, so if you have time you can look at it before. So preparation for our meeting, starting at the corner here on the left side of the house. This area here, which is now just pine straw, we want to do that in the river rocks or the slate. And Lee, we'd like to see a sample of what you're going to use, and if possible, if you can't get the river rocks, I know there's a guy in the neighborhood, I'll attach a picture of it. If we can come as close to this gray as possible, that would be great. And then all along here, of course, you know, this side of the house is just going to be where all the pine straw is, with a nice like wavy border, like a, you know, in and out like this, with either the slate or the river rocks and gray. And as you said, when on your quote, the regrading here to make it so it doesn't get all messed up when it rains hard, and it's all kind of, you can see where the green is, it kind of stays green because it doesn't get any sun. But this whole border along the side of the house and around that front piece and all along where all the pine straw is, my idea, Lee, was not to have the same metal border that Jim had talked about, because what I thought he was saying was something really big and powerful that would allow for a step down to replace my original idea of a railroad tie back here. Because the idea back here is the river rocks come along, you know, come out about the same distance they are here, this side. And then perhaps what this would be is this section here, they would have like a metal border, but not a robust metal border. They would have like the whatever you need that would just, you know, keep it so you can do an edger and not hurt it. But here, this would be graded from the edge of the foundation, coming out this way, and bring it up so it doesn't slope. And at some point use that metal instead of a railroad tie to have a step down. So this whole area would be, perhaps, there might be two. There'd be one here about 10 feet out, and maybe another one. So the second, you have river rocks, then the second layer here would be the crushed shell, and then another step down, and then the grass, or a combination thereof. And again, we know about the grass as far as coming up over the edge, whatever we finish at the end here, so that it rolls over the top of that, and hopefully that'll fix the erosion issue. So my idea was there would be two different types of metal border. This robust kind that would replace and allow for an actual edge and a drop off, a ledge, and a step down for tier. And that would come across here and continue. And perhaps the majority of this would be all crushed shell with some grass, because we just don't get enough sun. I really think the more grass we put down here, it's a matter of time and it's going to die because there's not enough sun. So I don't really want to invest. I think you might want to adjust some of the proportions on your materials to reduce the amount of grass and increase the amount of crushed shell. And then here, continuing along, this would be this side of the yard, which is really the right side, facing the woods from the street. This is the right side of the house. This area here, this whole section, would be, the majority of it would be the crushed shell with some, you know, interweaved grass at, you know, places that you guys are the designers, so you can make it look cool. And then back here, where we have this stuff here, I don't think it makes sense to put that on river rock or slate, because it's going to be hard to move. So just enough for him, for that grill, and enough for these guys here. Maybe, you know, so I don't know, maybe just a few feet. We would either do the crushed shell or some other thing, maybe just like blocks, a very, very small area of stones or pavers, perhaps. But if the crushed shell is not going to be impacted by moving these around, like this gets moved once a week, if it's not going to dig into it and drag it all over the place, that may be fine. But so there'll be a section here. I don't want to move these out. I want them to stay where they are. I just want them underneath to have something that's not going to be damaged over time by moving. And you know, occasionally I move him out just to clean him and stuff and hose him off. And then this area, so we're coming around to the end of it here. As you come around that house, this side of the house, this is where the path would be. And what we'd like done, Lee, is we want to leave 3 of these red things here. Maybe actually take these 2 and then move them closer so that you have 3 nice ones here. Get rid of the last 2 and move them to the front. So where that circle of pine straw is, where I started the video, where all the utility stuff is, where I said I want that as well with either the river rocks or the slate. Take these 2 red plants, these 2 last ones, and move them over there. And that way, that would give you a good starting point from here as you're coming around the corner. Like right here to start the path. Like right here, step down, and then it would come across. You got the river rocks, you got the shell path, and then maybe it fans out. The path gets bigger, and then there's grass, and then it really opens up here. And again, maybe the idea of a tier so that this is just slanted, that you have like a certain part that's level, and then that big metal border, that big robust metal border, maybe that comes around so that all this is graded, so it's not sloping. And perhaps instead of the slope as it is now coming towards the wall and really steep there, have it level with the foundation, but then slope it back. When I mean slope it this way, towards this side of the yard, so that the water hits it and it rolls this way, and then eventually just dumps out into here. And then that's the last piece. You know, we want to make sure that this is like it was before y'all started the wall. You know, so that we're back to, you know, nice thick green carpet like we were before the wall. Okay, I think that's it. I will take and attach this. I'll upload the link, and then also send you samples of what a guy has in the yard in the neighborhood, which are pieces of slate. It's like chips of slate. They're gray. And then if you can get river rocks, Lee, that match the, you know, the front, a gray river rock, that's fine as well. Either one. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday morning.